Hey, good afternoon and evening, everyone. Welcome to tournament basketball here on South 60 Films, where tonight it's Division 4 boys in the Southeast District. The New Lexington Panthers host the Westfall Mustangs. Howard Twiggs, glad to be a part of your broadcast, along with Marcus McPeth spinning the dials, super fan Brady Knavel, and also a big shout out to Brady's parents, great fans, Kevin and Lori Knavel, also athletic director here at New Lexington City Schools, Amanda McCoy. We expect a really good basketball game tonight, and right off the top, we can report that the injury situation for New Lex has gotten better. As you recall, down the stretch, they had lots of guys ill with the flu and this, that, and the other. And Isaiah Stevens had damaged his shoulder in the Coshocton game earlier. He is reportedly, and we can see him warming up, back hopefully 100% because he really is a big part of this New Lexington team. So hopefully tonight we have Isaiah Stevens 100. When we look at the home court advantage for New Lexington, it's certainly important in the tournaments because you obviously want to get off to a good start with the home court advantage. You're able to feel more comfortable. You've had a normal day at school, although today New Lexington did not have school due to some weather issues. So thankfully and hopefully we will get this game in, but thankfully we had good enough weather for the roads to be cleared, because trying to make up tournament games can be very difficult at times. So I think both schools wanted to get this one in. When we look at New Lexington, a real key for the Panthers and Coach Jeremy Dewar this year has been the rebounding guards. Isaiah Stevens and Bentley Hansen both average over 5 rebounds a game. Bentley had about 5.1, and Isaiah Stevens, the leading rebounder for New Lex, at 5.5 a game. And when you've got the advantage of guards crashing the boards, a couple of things happen that are very good. Number one is you've got athleticism on the inside offensively for the putbacks or kickback outs. Defensively, if you've got guards that can rebound, they can get the transition game going. So a good move for New Lexington will again be to crash those boards for the Panther guards, Isaiah Stevens and Bentley Hansen. When we look at Westfall for the Mustangs under Coach Kyle Joseph, they're kind of a run-and-gun team. They like to get up and down the floor offensively. They like to play man. They like to go up-tempo. They will be physical from what we understand. And they don't have a deep bench, but their starters that we'll get to here in just a couple of minutes are both young and old, with 2 sophomores starting. But in the words of the Westfall folks, they feel pretty confident along with their leading scorer, and that is their junior guard, Joe Ray. So we will get into that here in just a couple of minutes. Pardon me. For the Panthers, under Coach Jeremy Dewar, they are 12-10 overall, 7-4 at home. Offensively for New Lex, they are at 54.1 points per game. Defensively, they give up 49.2. They will go with a starting lineup of Isaiah Stevens, 6'1 senior, their leading scorer at 18 points per game. And as we mentioned, 5.5 per contest. Bentley Hansen, the 5'10 senior, 14.4 points per game and also 5.1 rebounds. Paul Stenson is a 6'2 junior at 2 points per game. Eli Stevens, 6'4 sophomore, 6 points, 3.5 rebounds per game. And Corey Adam will get the start tonight for New Lex, the 5'9 senior, at 3 points per game. So we obviously expect to see Lane Ratliff quite a bit tonight. Also off the bench for the Panthers will be Sam Roop and Malachi Thresher, along with the aforementioned Lane Ratliff. The winner of this game plays Monday, February 24th at 8:30 at Southeastern High School near Chillicothe. There's a doubleheader Monday, so New Lex, by way of the bracketing, ended up with the second game. First game starts at 6, so approximately 8:30 for the second game for New Lexington should they win this contest tonight. For the Westfall Mustangs under Coach Kyle Joseph, he is a graduate of Westfall and is all in. According to everything we hear, that he's now in his second year trying to build some confidence and some winning ways with the Mustangs. They are 9-13 overall, 5-6 away is Westfall. Offensively for the Mustangs, they're at 57.4 points per game. Defensively, they surrender 60.5. So again, just when you look at the numbers, it's pretty much an outfit that they like to get up and down the floor, but they also surrender some points, most likely in transition if you're going to run that much. Starting lineup for the Mustangs will go this way. Their leading scorer is Joe Ray, a 5'11 junior. He's at 20 points per game. Brian Craig, a 6'3 sophomore, 14 points per game. Hayden Rigsby, a 6-foot senior, 10 points per game. Brock Williams, a 6-foot sophomore, 4 points per game. And Jake Hicks, a 5'11 senior at 6 points per game. Off the bench will be Nate Wolf, Ethan Rose, Caleb Lowe, Rick Hanley, and Ethan Rose for the Mustangs of Westfall. So we're just a couple of minutes away from the start of the basketball game. Again, it is boys Division 4, the Southeastern District, where the New Lexington Panthers in the home white uniforms with the black numerals and orange and black trim take on the visiting Westfall Mustangs. Mustangs in the all red uniforms with white numerals and trim. Westfall not a big outfit. They don't have a lot of size, so you can expect them with that kind of personnel to, as we said earlier, do a lot of running up and down the floor. And again, that's going to depend on the rebounding battle. So make a note, whoever wins the battle of the boards in this one is certainly going to have a very good chance to win the game. This game is brought to you by the 21st Century Program at New Lexington High School. They are a proud streaming partner of South 60 Sports. They are always ready to give information for student enrollment information. So if you want to contact the high school, go right ahead and do that. Also, the Community Bank, a great sponsor. Now's the perfect time to join the Go Local movement by banking locally with the Community Bank. Finks Harley Davidson, live to ride, ride to live. Finks quality motorcycles, cars, and our fees. Quick as a wink, deal with Finks in an easy leasing and rental program. Foxfire Schools is a free alternative education for students in grades K-12. Check them out. We are going to pause for the anthem real quick. We'll come back here in just a second or two. Also sponsoring this game tonight is Kokonis Furnishings and Mattress, where they're always making it easy to furnish your home. The exclusive flooring store in Muskingum and surrounding counties is Levy's. CA House Music reminds everyone to play music for life. City Tire and Buckeye Pro Tire are always ready to serve your needs. The game replays tonight that we'll have at halftime and postgame are brought to you by the Ohio Educational Credit Union. And as we mentioned, South 60 Films is a proud sponsoring and streaming partner with New Lexington City Schools. So we are just about ready for the start of the basketball game. The officials have been introduced, and the obligatory announcements, especially at tournament level time, where they remind everybody to show good sportsmanship, and why not? That's always a good thing. So what we expect tonight is a fast-paced game, and we expect the guard play to probably be the key factor in the game. So the starters first for the Westfall Mustangs under Kyle Joseph, they will go with Joe Ray, 5'11 junior, Brian Craig, the 6'3 sophomore, Hayden Rigsby, 6' senior, Brock Williams, 6' sophomore, and 5'11 senior Jake Hicks. For the New Lexington Panthers under Coach Jeremy Dewar, 12 and 10 overall, 6'1 senior Isaiah Stevens, 5'10 senior Bentley Hansen, 6'2 junior Paul Stenson, 6'4 sophomore Eli Stevens, and 5'9 senior Corey Adams. Again, remind everyone that the winner of this game plays Monday night, February 24th at Southeastern High School. That is near Chillicothe. So we are set to begin sectional basketball play. Excited, glad to be here, hoping for a good basketball game, and we are just about ready to tip it off. The Westfall Mustangs have made their way out onto the floor. New Lexington still getting their introduction, so we will have just a little bit of a delay as the PA announcer had to get the crowd all pumped up for this New Lexington squad, and New Lexington again trying to advance to district final play, but you're one game at a time. And this is a matchup that should be good for New Lex because it's not a tall team. And New Lex is certainly used to playing teams with pressure on the basketball up and down. When you play in the MVL this year, the likes of Maysville, John Glenn, West Muskingum, Tri-Valley, Coshocton, you've got a lot of teams that have been just up and down the floor this year. So New Lexington has been well tested for this game, and we are ready to begin the basketball game. Brian Craig will jump for Westfall. For New Lex, it will be Isaiah Stevens. New Lexington going right to left, and the official makes his way into the middle of the floor, says, okay, fellas, let's get going. Glad to be here. Tip controlled by New Lex. Bounce pass immediately. Stevens going to go all the way to the basket and score it. Isaiah Stevens sprinting back as New Lex defensively as Westfall quickly gets up the floor after the made basket. They swing it around, look inside. New Lex in the man-to-man to the high post. A hold, and then a nice little bounce pass to a cutting Brian Craig. Nice job that time by Westfall. Westfall will pick up man-to-man. That is Brock Williams on Bentley Hansen, scored 2 each. Corey Adams gives on top to Isaiah Stevens. Stevens drives inside, goes to Eli. Eli back on top to Adam. Going to probably be backcourt, and it is. So turnover goes back to Westfall. Tied at 2, 7:13 to go, first quarter. Westfall with the basketball. They will inbound to Joe Ray. Ray with Hansen on him, goes to the left wing. They hold, and then back on top. They swing it around. Another backdoor, and a foul on Eli Stevens. And I think a couple of free throws coming for Joe Ray. Well, so interesting situation for New Lex defensively, as they have gotten beat twice on the back door from the wing area at high post. Personal foul goes on Eli. His first 2 free throws coming for Ray. First one on the way, good. Westfall with the 3-2 lead. And one more coming for Ray. Second one on the way. got a boat. Westfall, again, straight man. Isaiah Stevens now with the basketball. Joe Ray on him. Left-handed dribble, crosses over the timeline. Goes right, gets the big screen from Eli Stevens, loses the basketball. It's a 2-on-1. Bounce pass ahead and a driving layup is good for Westfall. That's Jake Hicks. 6-2 Westfall. Isaiah Stevens between the legs dribble. Bounces. Joe Ray on him. Crosses the timeline. Goes to Corey Adam. Nearly another steal to the corner. Hanson drives. Goes inside to Eli Stevens. Eli tries to go up and under. Scores the basket. He has 2. Again, we talked about this Westfall team. They like to score, but they also give up a lot of points defensively. Over 60 a game. And they have the basketball with Brian Craig. Isaiah Stevens with the steal. He's going to go the entire distance. And, oh, he missed the layup. Oh, my. He hasn't done that since 4th grade. Back comes Westfall the other way. Long ball from the corner. Good. That's Joe Ray with a triple. And it is 9-4 in favor of Westfall. Bentley Hanson across the timeline. New Lex needs to settle down a little bit, get a good trip. They have the basketball. Pressure defense by Westfall. Corey Adam swings around. Bentley Hanson pulls for the 3 in and out. Rebounded to the Mustangs. And they control with Joe Ray. He will kick all the way the other way. And then a ball screen comes back out on top for Brian Craig. Crosses over, loses his balance, ball loose, but picked up by Westfall. They will go inside. Running layup is not there. Bentley Hanson on the miss by Jake Hicks. Quick pace here, 5 minutes to go, first quarter. 9-4 in favor of Westfall. Isaiah Stevens goes inside, tied up. Jump ball, possession arrow is going to go to Westfall. Let's see if New Lex, they're not going to press at this point. They're going to fall back into the straight man. 9-4, they trail, 4:59 to go here in the first quarter. Bentley Hanson on Ray. And now Isaiah Stevens on top. Ball swinging around. Double teamed on top. Ball by Ray for 3. Off the iron. Will sail out of bounds and go back to New Lexington. A contested 3 by Ray, so nice job defensively for New Lex on that trip. Lane Ratliff will enter for his first action. Taking a seat will be Corey Adam. No subs yet for the Mustangs, who lead 9-4, 4:42 to go, first quarter. That's Isaiah Stevens with Brock Williams now on him. Stevens, crossover dribble, muscled up by Williams. Gets across the timeline, drives all the way inside, shot up, missed. Rebound off to Joe Ray, stolen back by Isaiah Stevens, and then a foul called on the Mustangs of Westfall. A lot of action on the interior. That's Jake Hicks' first personal foul. He will take a seat, and Ethan Rose will check into the lineup. New Lex will inbound underneath their own basket. It's stolen away by Hayden Rigsby. Rigsby all the way to Ray. He'll go for the layup, score it. He has 7. 11-4 in favor of Westfall. Now Isaiah Stevens with Joe Ray on him. Stevens to the right side for Hanson. Back to Lane Ratliff. Ratliff, left-handed dribble all the way to the basket. Collision. No call. Bentley Hanson comes up with it. Lane Ratliff from the corner off the iron. Rebounded by Paul Stenson. Back to Eli Stevens. He is doubled. Goes back on top to Bentley Hanson. Hanson swings around to Isaiah Stevens. New Lex in a hole early, 11-4. High ball screen for Eli Stevens, but Paul Stenson comes up with it. Goes back to Hanson. He'll bury the 3. Big shot for Hanson. Panthers needed that one. They are down 4, 11-7. 3:25 to go here in the first quarter. High ball screen for Ray. Drives with the left hand. Looks around, drives inside on Hanson. Tries to spin, tries to take Hanson. No call on the foul, and ball will stay with Westfall. Well, the officials are sure to let them banging around here in this first quarter. The guys are just being able to play basketball without much contact from the officials. Inbounds pass comes back to Wolf, or I should say Rose. And now on top for Rose, he will swing it around to Brian Craig. Craig drives inside, stolen away by Stenson. Nice job defensively by New Lexington. And back comes Isaiah Stevens. Stevens, nice crossover dribble. He'll pull up from 12, in and out. Rebounded to Hayden Rigsby. Rigsby throws ahead. Here comes Westfall. The pace is furious. Driving baseline, and then a personal foul. It's going to be player control called on Ethan Rose. So great job positioning that time for Stenson and the crew from New Lex. Trailing 11-7, Westfall will pick it up full court. Stenson will be the inbounder. Goes to Bentley Hansen. Hansen being guarded by Brock Williams. Takes his time across the timeline. There's the crossover dribble. Ooh, Ratliff inside to Eli Stevens. Nearly another steal. Stevens double teamed off glass and scores. Eli Stevens has 4. He could be a difference maker with his size inside. And it is 11-9, so New Lexington, a little comeback here. And as Joe Ray, he has 7 points. And Eli Stevens bumps him out on the top to the corner. And then a drive inside. Spin dribble, not there for Brian Craig. Paul Stenson on him. Crowd into it here for New Lex. High ball screen, Eli Stevens. They'll go on the slip screen and they throw it away. A couple of substitutions. It's going to be Malachi Thresher and Corey Adam. Paul Stenson taking a seat along with Eli Stevens. Taking a seat for Westfall will be Hayden Rigsby. Into the lineup will be Nate Wolf. That's Bentley Hansen with Wolf on him. Down to 1:45 to go here in first quarter. 11-9, Westfall on top. Hansen holds, swings, baseline drive, bumped, double teamed, throws up to the top, and then out of bounds to Malachi Thresher. He can't handle that, and ball back to Westfall. With the basketball is Joe Ray. He looks like a guy who's going to play the entire game, similar to Stevens and Hansen for New Lex. That is Ray. Takes his time, bounce pass to the corner for Wolf. He's doubled, back to the left wing. Nothing cooking for Westfall. They save it with Brian Craig holding down to 110, and Joe Ray inside, nearly stolen away. But then a nice bounce pass up and score the basket for Ethan Rose. 13-9 in favor of Westfall. First quarter, under a minute to go. Clock moving. Bentley Hansen. Hansen, 3 points in the first quarter. New Lex spreads it out. Going to play for one shot apparently. That's Lane Ratliff. Left-handed dribble. Back on top to Isaiah Stevens. Stevens down to 40 seconds to go. And Westfall giving Stevens lots of room. Now they'll come out and double. Hansen gets help from Lane Ratliff. Ratliff will shoot a 3-ball off the iron, knocked around, picked up by Westfall, and it's Joe Ray. So Westfall will have the opportunity to shoot the last shot of this first quarter with 15 seconds to go. They have it in Ray's hands, and he clears everything out, goes for the lob inside, and then off glass is not there, tipped out of bounds. It goes back to New Lex's. Brian Craig couldn't handle the lob, so New Lexington with 4.6 does get another opportunity for the last shot here in the first quarter. It's going to be Stevens, triple teamed at the buzzer, lets it go. And that will end a quick and physical and excellent first quarter for both teams. At the break, it is 13-9 in favor of Westfall. For New Lex, they were led by Eli Stevens. He had 2 baskets for 4. Isaiah Stevens had a basket for 2. Bentley Hansen had a triple for his 3. That adds up to 9 for the Westfall Mustangs. Joe Ray, he had 7, a double, a triple, 2 of 2 from the stripe for his 7 points. A basket for Brian Craig, a basket for Jake Hicks, and off the bench a basket for Ethan Rose. So at the end of the first quarter, New Lexington down, but New Lexington at one point was down 5, and they battled back. At this point, they are still down, but 4 points, so they did make up a point here and there. And in this kind of a contest where it's probably going to be close the entire way, every single point's going to count. Winner of this game, as we mentioned, takes a trip to Southeastern High School near Chillicothe. That's a game Monday night beginning at 8:30, and let's hope it's the Panthers. They will go with Stevens, Hanson, Thresher, Ratliff, and Adam on the floor for New Lexington. They will inbound the basketball to start the second half. That's Eli Stevens. He is being guarded by Joe Ray. A couple of excellent scorers there. Picks it up, goes on top to Hanson. Hanson pulls from 15, in and out and in. Bentley Hanson, 13-11 in favor of Westfall. So New Lexington mounting a comeback. That's Ray with Hanson on him. Drives left. Picks it back up, goes back on top to Brian Craig. It's the high screen, not coming there, and he will have to reset things. And they look back to Wolf to the high post for Hicks. Hicks swings around to Ray. Ray, as Malachi Thresher jumps out. Nice looking pass from Ray, and the basket good for the Mustangs. As Jake Hicks is going to be here for a three-point play. Foul's going to be on Thresher. That's his first, team's first here in the second quarter. So this Westfall team, that's at least 3 backdoor plays that we've seen them run. That was really an outstanding look by Joe Ray. Free throw in and out. Rebound loose on the floor, picked up by Isaiah Stevens. Isaiah Stevens, I think they're going to get a hold going against Westfall. So the foul will go to Ethan Rose. I think that's his second here in the first half. Isaiah Stevens will be the inbounder to Lane Ratliff. Ratliff being guarded by Ethan Rose. Double team coming. Ratliff does a great job of getting out of that. And New Lexington, the half court with the ball. Thresher with the high ball screen. Hanson on the run. Misses the shot. Rebounded off to Hicks. Hicks clears to Joe Ray. Lane Ratliff all over him. And all the way inside is Ray, being muscled up by Ratliff, scores the basket. And back we come with Hanson on the ball, giving to Stevens. Stevens being guarded by Ray. Nearly a steal, and then we're going to get another foul. That should be on Ray. The action is very physical. The officials, again, are letting him play. So that's Ray's first here in the game. So if the officiating continues this way, we're going to have a lot of action that will be physical at times, because it's certainly been that way here in this first half. Adam takes a seat along with Thresher. Eli Stevens and Paul Stenson return for New Lex. They run a 1-4 out of bounds play. That's Stenson to Hanson. Hanson off glass, misses, but he draws the foul. Well, you could see on the drive that time by Hanson, as he went by one of the help side defenders, somebody grabbed his jersey. That's the kind of game it's been. Hanson was strong enough and quick enough to get right through that. So personal foul called on Westfall, and a couple of free throws for Bentley Hanson. First one on the way is good. He's an excellent free throw shooter. If it comes down to free throw shooting, New Lex will have a great advantage. They're an outstanding team from the line. Brian Craig returns for Westfall. Ethan Rose takes a seat. One more free throw coming for Bentley Hanson. 17-12 New Lex trails. 6:21 to go second quarter. Misses the shot. Rebounded off to Hicks. Flying up the floor and then knocked out of bounds by Hanson. That was Hayden Rigsby trying to get a run out. And instead, Westfall will keep the basketball with Jake Hicks, the inbounder. Looks for Joe Ray. Finally gets it in. Ball tapped around by Lane Ratliff. They are not going to let Ray get anything easy on this inbounds pass, are the Panthers defenders. That is Lane Ratliff guarding Joe Ray, and they get it into Hicks. That's Jake Hicks. He will go on the side to Hayden Rigsby. Rigsby, what are we going to get? And we're going to get a player control foul as Rigsby collides with Paul Stenson. Ball back to the Panthers. That's second time this first half that they have taken a player control foul. Stenson to Isaiah Stevens. New Lex down 5, 6 minutes to go, second quarter. Isaiah Stevens crosses the timeline. Goes to Eli, back to Isaiah. He is doubled. Needs some help. Nope, he'll get out of it with the dribble. Hanson long three on the way is just absolutely hammered. No call, but he does make the three. 17-15 in favor of Westfall, but the Panthers are right there. They will drive inside, score the basket. Oh, they missed the layup on the inside. That was Brian Craig, and rebound goes to a tie-up situation. So both teams have missed an easy layup here in the first half. Westfall will have the basketball underneath their own hoop. They go inside to Hicks off the little alley-oop, and Hicks scores. He has 6. 4-point lead for Westfall now, 19-15. Isaiah Stevens with Joe Ray guarding him. Paul Stenson has it. He swings to Bentley Hanson. He will go baseline, again grabbed. Swing to Ratliff, over to Stevens. That's the high ball screen from Eli. Manhandle, drives inside, scoop shot up and scores. All right, 19-17. 2-point lead for Westfall. It's Jake Hicks. That's a big body flying in there. He will go to the corner and then back on top. That's Lane Ratliff all over Joe Ray away from the ball. Stolen away by Isaiah Stevens. It's a 2-on-1. Score the basket, draw the foul. So the Panthers will have an opportunity to take the lead after the made basket. And Isaiah Stevens to the line. That's going to be Rigsby's second, and a 30-second timeout for Westfall. Well, we thought when we talked in the pregame that this was going to be a track meet, and it certainly proceeded to be that. We did not anticipate how physical this game is. The officials have decided to not call everything, so both teams have really pounded on each other, and you know what? That's the way it is. If that's the way it's going to be officiated, then nobody should have an issue because both teams are not getting an advantage or a disadvantage. It's just the way the game is being officiated, and so far, both teams have adjusted, but there have been a lot of contact situations, especially on drives to the basket and even some away from the ball. So Isaiah Stevens with 6 points has an opportunity to put New Lex in the lead. Score tied at 19, 4:38 to go here in second quarter from New Lexington High School boys Division IV sectional opener between the Westfall Mustangs and the New Lexington Panthers. Free throw on the way, back iron, ball tipped out by Stenson, picked up by Stevens, and then rebounded ahead comes Hayden Rigsby, and they will throw it away. Now Westfall in this second quarter, they've done a lot of damage to their team effort because they've thrown a lot of balls down the floor and out of bounds. So very careless at times are the Mustangs, but that's the way they play. They're going to have a 1-2-2 press. Press offense now on the double for New Lexington. No trouble there. And Bentley Hanson will hold. Score tied at 19. Isaiah Stevens with the basketball. Joe Ray guards him. Bounce pass to the high post and Stenson swinging around. Ratliff will shoot the three off the iron. Rebounded up and in by Eli Stevens. He has 6. New Lexington up 21-19. Joe Ray and company need a basket here if they hope to stick around. That's Hicks. Drives, another backdoor bounce pass and score. That's Joe Ray. New Lexington has got to somehow work on that at halftime and really just kind of flatten out on that weak side so that you see ball, see man. Double team on Stevens, gets to the corner. Stenson will throw way on top to Ratliff. Back to Hanson, wide open three, off the iron, rebounded by Ratliff. Back to Hanson, he's hammered. I think it's going to be on the floor. I wonder if they're going to give him 2 shots. It's going to be on Jake Hicks, that'll be his second. And Bentley Hanson will go to the line for a couple of free throws. Hanson with 9 points here in the first quarter, tied at 21. And Hanson 1 of 2 to 4 of the second quarter. Second one for Hanson. Got it. 2-point lead for the Panthers. That's Joe Ray with Lane Ratliff on him. Ray crosses over, Ratliff on the trail, gets the screen. Ray now, Stenson jumps out. He's going to throw crazy, nearly a steal, and then the ball loose on the floor, and then a foul call finally. And wow, what action. As guys were flying all over the floor, and finally the foul was called, and that's going to go on Jake Hicks of Westfall, and it's going to put New Lexington in the bonus with Bentley Hanson. The fans of Westfall starting just a little itchy and antsy and agitated as we sit on their side of things. New Lexington trying to build on the 2-point lead. First one on the way, good. Bentley Hanson, good free throw shooting. He is 4 of 5 from the line, all here in the second quarter. New Lex now 24-21. Panthers with the lead. And one more coming for Bentley Hanson. He has 12 in the game. Second one, good. Bentley Hanson. 25-21 in favor of New Lexington. Westfall, they cross the timeline. And holding the basketball is Hayden Rigsby. Back they swing inside. Another great look and another back door for Brian Craig. So this team's not going away. It's 25-23 New Lex, down to 2:40 to go here in the second quarter. Isaiah Stevens, Joe Ray on top. Stevens all the way to the basket, score it. No help that time for Westfall. And again, we mentioned the pregame, this team likes to run and gun on the offensive end. They don't play a lot of great defense. They have it on the right wing, that's Joe Ray. Ray drives baseline, spin, doubled, in trouble, and a foul called. I think that's going to catch Eli Stevens. And it's going to be Eli's second. And I don't think that Westfall is in the bonus yet. So they will inbound underneath their own basket. Malachi Thresher will replace Stevens. Stevens sits down with 6 points for the Panthers. Joe Ray will be the inbounder. Looks back door, can't get it. He will lob inside to Craig, who will bring it back out. Craig swings over to Jake Hicks, thinks about it. Back to Craig, slips the screen. Craig between the legs dribble. Isaiah Stevens on him, nearly steal. There is the steal by Bentley Hanson. Hanson all the way to the basket. Oh, he missed the layup. Rebounded off to Westfall. 1:45 to go. Ray will shoot a 3 in transition. Good. 26-27. New Lexington with the 1-point lead after the 3 by Ray. Ray has 14. Screen at the top for Isaiah Stevens. Stevens crosses over the dribble. Back to Bentley Hanson at 1:25 and the 1-point lead for New Lex. Malachi Thresher. Jake Hicks jumps out. Hanson all the way to the basket, hammered. He'll go to the line for 2 more. Well, Bentley Hanson's making a living at the free throw line. This will be free throws number 7 and 8 for Bentley Hanson here in the second quarter. Bentley Hanson leading score for the Panthers here in this one with 12 points and 2 free throws coming. First one on the way, good. One more coming for Bentley. 28-26, New Lexington with the lead, and 1:17 to go here in the first quarter from New Lexington High School. Hanson sets it up. Shot on the way. It's good. 29-26, New Lexington. 1:10 to go here in the second quarter. That's Jake Hicks trying to go inside. He'll throw it away. Yeah, this team, I can understand why they're 9-13. They are very careless at times. They're very physical. They're very quick up and down the floor, but they do not value possession, certainly. Isaiah Stevens loses it to Joe Ray. It's a 2-on-1. Ray's going to go inside. He is bumped by Stevens. That would be Isaiah's first. And actually, New Lex kind of got bailed out there because that was going to be a layup by Ray. So Isaiah Stevens has his personal foul here in the basketball game. They will lob to Hicks. Stolen away by Isaiah Stevens. He'll go the distance and score the layup. Yeah, the guards for New Lex are just eating the lunch of Westfall. 31-26, 5-point lead for New Lex. With the ball, Brian Craig, and an injury. I think Ray caught maybe an elbow or something in the chest or something. He is in serious discomfort as Joe Ray, and he will be replaced by Brock Williams. So we don't know what happened away from the ball, but we can tell you that based on the physicality of this game, he probably got a shot from somebody. Westfall will inbound to Brian Craig. Craig, right-handed dribble. Isaiah Stevens on him. Malachi Thresher jumps out, and Isaiah Stevens switches defensively with Stenson. They swing it around for Hicks to the corner, and then a drive baseline up, and it's good for Brian Craig. Westfall gets a much-needed basket. 31-28, New Lexington with 10 seconds and the clock moving will have one final shot. It's going to be Stevens to the corner. Hansen will shoot at the buzzer off the back iron, and that is going to end the second quarter. And a good quarter for New Lexington as they pour in 22 points compared to 15 for the Mustangs of Westfall. So good competitive basketball game, just as we thought, but the guard play for New Lexington is responsible for 25 of the 31 points for the Panthers. The only other scoring for New Lexington the New Lexington Panthers. The game replays tonight that we will have coming up are brought to you by the Ohio Educational Credit Union. City Tire and Buckeye Pro Tire are always ready to serve your needs. CA House Music reminds everyone to play music for life. The exclusive flooring store in Muskingum and surrounding counties is Levy's. Kokona's Furnishings and Mattress First, where they are always making it easy to furnish your home. Foxfire Schools is a free alternative education for students in grades K-12. You can check things out on the Foxfire website. Fix Harley-Davidson, live to ride, ride to live. Fix quality motorcycles, cars, and RVs. Quick as a wink, deal with Fix and their easy leasing and rental programs. Finally, the Community Bank. And now is the perfect time to join the Go Local movement by banking locally with the Community Bank. Well, we expected a lot of offense. We're pretty much right on target, as Westfall does average right around 60 points a game, and they also give up around 60 points a game. New Lex right there at 31 on the scoreboard. Defensively for New Lexington, pretty good effort, especially in that second quarter where they were able to tighten things up. Because in the first quarter, Westfall made a couple of easy baskets on some backdoor looks, but New Lexington and Coach Dewar during the break between first and second quarter, I think, talked about, okay, how do we defend that backdoor cutter? Also, Westfall did some slip screens there in that second quarter that New Lexington did a pretty good job of sealing things off once that guy came off that high ball screen. So New Lexington, on the other hand, it's about their guards. I mean, Isaiah Stevens and Bentley Hansen, these guys are not going to back down from anybody here at any place. I mean, they played some very good teams and some very good players. Joe Ray is a very good player. He has 14 points for Westfall. He's an outstanding player, but New Lex has played Colton Conkle, Steele Bates, C.J. Dolan, all the guys from Maysville, Gator Nichols, Jordan Watson, and the list goes on and on. For I don't want to leave anybody behind, but New Lexington has faced a good share of excellent guards in the MVL this year, and the way Hansen and Stevens played in that first half, that it's looking good for New Lexington. They do have the 3-point lead, so they will have to build on that. The officiating in the first half, as we've said all along, let them play. They did call some things that needed to be called, but in this type of game, if they were going to really, really crack down, as physical as it has been, I'm not sure we'd have any players standing to play, because I'm thinking some guys would be fouled out by now. There's especially away from the ball, a lot of tugging, grabbing, some chest beating, some thumping here and there. But again, the officials called what they thought was necessary to be called for each team. We're at halftime, where New Lexington does lead 31-28. There's one of the back doors we talked about for Westfall. Back comes Eli Stevens on a little up and under layup. Back comes Joe Ray for a bomb in the right wing. We talk a little smack to Bentley Hansen. Hansen will come back and say, okay, I can do that too. Back comes Eli Stevens on the double off the glass. He scores. Inside, it is a great look, and then a basket for the Mustangs. Bentley Hansen pulls from 12 feet, makes the runner, and another look inside for Jake Hicks for the Mustangs. He draws the contact. Ray on a turnaround push shot gets the roll, gets the basket, and then Hansen on another three ball gets hammered, and no call, as you can tell, and that's the kind of game it was. They will go inside with the Mustangs and scored from Jake Hicks. So that was just a little snippet of what we saw physicality-wise in the first half, as you saw Hansen go down on a three ball, and trust me when I tell you, there was a lot of that. So again, we're at halftime. Neither team has made their way back on to the floor, so that gives us an opportunity to mention again that the winner of this game, and we're certainly rooting for the Panthers, will be in the district semifinal. That is Monday night at Ross Southeastern High School. That is near Chillicothe. They are in a double-header situation. In the first game, it will start at 6 o'clock, and then the second game will tip off at 8:30. In that first game, the other two teams will battle it out, and I think Unioto is the heavier or higher seed in that one. So if New Lexington does get by tonight, does win on Monday, they will then advance to the district final on Thursday at the Convocation Center. And, you know, there was a time when the OHSAA kind of spread sectionals out. It took sometimes up to 2 weeks. I think what they have done, especially when they've started adding home games where you don't have to travel as much, what the OHSAA has done is they've really shortened the time for these sectionals. It looks like now, here in the last few years, they're trying to get it done under a week. So a week for the sectionals, week for the district, week for the regionals, and certainly the weekend for the state. So New Lexington could be playing 3 games within a week and go to the regionals should it happen to turn out that way. All right, so we're just a minute or so away from the start of the second half. The Panthers will go with Isaiah Stevens, Bentley Hansen, Paul Stenson, Eli Stevens, and they will go with Lane Ratliff to start the second half. For the Mustangs of Westfall, they will start their original starting lineup of Joe Ray, Brian Craig, Hayden Rigsby, Brock Williams, and Jake Hicks. 31-28, New Lexington leads here as we will begin the second half with the basketball, and both teams getting their last second instructions from the respective coaches. That's Coach Joseph for Westfall and Coach Dewar of the New Lexington Panthers. 31-28 in favor of New Lex. We will begin the third quarter with the basketball. I believe is going to be New Lexington. It will be Paul Stenson, the inbounder. Westfall back out on the floor. They will fall back. Looks to be man-to-man. Let's see if Joe Ray has returned. I do not. Yeah, I see Joe Ray is tying his shoe in front of the Westfall bench. So we do have a momentary delay, and there is Ray back out on the floor. So good news for, even though he's the opponent, that Ray is back on the floor. He's a good basketball player. Ray will be on Isaiah Stevens, bumps him. Stevens across the timeline. Bounce pass to Eli Stevens. And will swing over to Stenson. They look inside on a flex cut. Not there for Lane Ratliff. Hansen now with the basketball goes to Eli Stevens. Stevens double teamed on the interior. Back out to Hansen. Stenson swinging around. It's going to be Ratliff. Bang on a three. Lane Ratliff, 34-28. Largest lead of the ball game for the New Lexington Panthers. Bounce pass to Jake Hicks. Hicks swings to the left side for Ray. Sets the screen. Ray with Ratliff on him goes to Hayden Rigsby. Rigsby picks it up. Goes back to Ray. Ray, long shot. That's going nowhere. He just turned and fired that one, but saved by Westfall. And then the drive inside by Craig and a kick back out on top. Rigsby on another little backdoor cut is doubled, and he throws it to the sideline. Then another drive inside, then back out for Westfall. That's Brian Craig, and you get a screen from Brock Williams. Craig over to Ray. New Lexington being very physical on this trip. That's Ray with Ratliff on him. Goes to Hicks. Hicks to the corner, and then a long shot for three off the irons. Rigsby rebounded off to New Lexington. So the Panthers looking to build on the 6-point lead. They are up 34-28. Stevens all the way to the basket and score it. Quickly, the Panthers are up 8 here in the opening minute or so of the third quarter. That's Ray with Ratliff on him. Tries to dribble out of it. Picks it up. Goes to Brian Craig. Craig gets the screen, drives inside, score the basket, draw the goal. They're going to call a player control foul on, oh, be careful, Coach. Coach Joseph just begging for a tee there. Wow, that's a that's a tough break for Westfall. My goodness gracious. Okay, we play on 36-28. That brings some of the backers of the Westfall Mustangs. I'm on their side. They're not happy. Hope they don't take it out on me. Stenson with the basketball. He will bounce pass to Eli Stevens. Stevens tries to back his way in off the glass. Oh, he missed the shot. Rebounded, and here comes Joe Ray. Ray being manhandled by Isaiah Stevens, and he will dribble out of trouble. To the corner, swing on top. It's going to be Hicks back to Ray. Ray drives baseline, score the basket, draw the foul. And Isaiah Stevens wondering, how come that one's on me? Joe Ray will go to the line. Wow. If it's possible, this game has gotten even more physical in the second half than it was the first half. 36-30. And Joe Ray at the free throw line, got it. He has 15. Taking a seat will be Hayden Rigsby. He will be replaced by Nate Wolf. And Westfall going to press full court. Looks like a 1-2-1-1 where they'll try to trap right away. And New Lex will throw long with Eli Stevens. Press offense good for New Lex. That's Bentley Hansen to the corner. Stenson will shoot it. Bang! That is his spot. And he buries the three. 39-31 in favor of New Lex. 5 minutes to go, third quarter. That's Wolf with the basketball. He picks it up. Hansen on him. Looks for help. Stolen away. 2-on-1. Hansen, and nice pass and a foul. No call as Bentley Hansen scores it. But the officials don't blow the whistle that one. He actually got undercut on the layup. 41-31. Now up 10 are the Panthers. Brian Craig. Now with the basketball is Joe Ray. Oh, he's going to take another wild three, but he makes it. It doesn't look like he's even looking. He's just launching. Here comes Isaiah Stevens. Stevens back to Eli. Eli back to Isaiah. Sets the screen and then back to Eli. He tries to spin his way inside. It's going to be Lane Ratliff pulling from 18. And good. New Lexington is hot. 43-34. The Panthers smoking here in this third quarter. That is Ray. Ray. Double team coming. Spins around. Nowhere to go. Spins again. Tries to muscle his way up. He's fouled by Ratliff. He'll go to the line for a pair. That'll be Lane's first foul. And Ray to the line for 2 free throws. He is 2 of 2 from the line. 43-34 in favor of New Lex. A couple of free throws coming for Joe Ray. He is their leading scorer. Got the first one. Substitution for the Mustangs. Hayden Rigsby back in, taking a seat, will be Brock Williams. 21 points for Joe Ray. And one more free throw coming. Second one. Got them both. He has all of their points in the third quarter. All 8 of the Mustangs. 36 here they have, and 8 of them in the third quarter for Ray. Hansen to Eli Stevens. They look back door. Hansen up. Score the basket. Hansen. 45-36 in favor of New Lex. They had 1 point, led by 10. They're up 9. The drive and then back out on top is Brian Craig. Craig crossover dribble, spins, picks it up, looks for some help. Back on top, and then a drive inside. I think they're going to catch Eli Stevens on a hold. That would be his third. And coming in will be Malachi Thresher. Also Corey Adam checks in. Taking a seat will be Stenson and Eli Stevens. Joe Ray will be the inbounder for Westfall. Fakes, and then goes way out on top for Brian Craig. Craig holds, bounce pass to Ray. Ray, oh, what are we going to get? Another foul inside. And we're going to get some words. That's Thresher along with Rose. And they talk it out. The officials come in and separate it, and they're going to get the foul on Thresher. So taking a seat will be Ethan Rose. And again, the folks from Westfall not happy with what's going on. 45-36, New Lex leads. 3:07 to go here in the third quarter. Ray out on top, and ball knocked out of bounds. The officials thought that Bentley Hansen fouled Hayden Rigsby on the inbounds pass. Ball will stay in the hands of Westfall. And nearly another steal or a bounce. And New Lexington thought they should be in control of it. Westfall and Joe Ray will inbound the basketball. 45-36 in favor of New Lexington. 2:55 to go here in the third quarter. They swing it around to the Mustangs. And then a drive inside, triple team, and then back out on top. And they're looking for Joe Ray in the far corner. He catches up with it, laying Ratliff on him. He tries to take Ratliff, and Ratliff will foul him on the baseline drive. That'll be Lane's second. No bonus yet for Westfall, I don't believe. Or is that? Yep, that's 5 on New Lex. So going to the line for the 2 free throws will be Joe Ray. He is 5 of 5 from the line. 45-36, Panthers in the lead. First one, good play. 23 points and one more free throw opportunity for Joe Ray. Second one, good. He's the leading scorer for the Mustangs. 45-38, New Lexington in control, up 7. Isaiah Stevens, long three, good. That's a set play where Thresher comes out and sets the big screen. And it's 48-38, back to the largest lead of the game of 10 for the Panthers. And we'll drive inside off the glass, missed the shot. This Craig rebounded off to Stevens. He is just hammered, no call, but New Lexington remains in possession. Hansen drives, bumped, puts the shot up, good. Bentley Hansen has 6 here in this third quarter, 50-38. New Lexington really putting the hammer down on Westfall. They pick it up, they look for some help, stolen away by Hansen. Here comes Stevens, he'll shoot in transition, fouled, no call. Back they come the other way. Ray will shoot a crazy shot. Picked up by Hansen. Hansen is just absolutely hammered, and Jake Hicks will be called for the foul. Wow. And Coach Dewar has to bring his guys off the bench to get things settled down. And Coach Dewar talking to the officials. It's going to be a 30-second break, and he's just asking, why not the foul called on the shot by Hansen, but he gets the explanation. The officials are, certainly not going to take a lot of time to explain that. But the good news for New Lex is they do lead 50-38 for Bentley Hansen. He has 20 points in the game for also Panther shooting, 15 for Isaiah Stevens. Lane Ratliff has 5 points here in this third quarter on a triple and a double. Paul Stenson has a triple here in this third quarter. So 50-38 in favor of New Lexington with 1:26 to go here in the third quarter. Thresher, Ratliff, Stevens, Hansen, Corey Adam on the floor for the Panthers. We would expect the press coming from the Mustangs. Looks like they're going to go straight man. Yep, they're just going to pick it up full court. That's Bentley Hansen with the dribble. On him is Nate Wolf. Hansen comes off the screen, takes the three, off the iron, rebounded to Westfall. And is Joe Ray now with the basketball. Crosses over, loses the basketball, picks it back up, and brings it back on top with 1 minute to go here in the third quarter. 50-38. Brian Craig, big loud crowd for New Lex, chanting defense, defense. Ray with Hansen on him. Left-handed dribble, up off the glass. He is fouled. He'll go to the line. I think it's going to be on Hansen. That would be Bentley's first. And Ray probably a couple more free throws. Yep. And 2 more free throws coming for Joe Ray.
Ray to the line, shooting 2.
He is 7 of 7 from the line. With 43 seconds to go. Misses the first one. Paul Stenson checks back in for Malachi Thresher for the Panthers. And 1 more free throw coming for Joe Ray. Trying to make a trip Monday night. Got him. Got the second. Isaiah Stevens gives to Bentley Hansen. Hansen crosses the timeline. And New Lexington looks like they're going to play for 1 shot with 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. That's Lane Ratliff, Bentley Hansen, and Isaiah Stevens on the ball control offense. Ratliff holds and then loses it in the foul called on Hayden Rigsby. That will be his third. I think Ratliff's going to go to the line for, nope, that's just the second foul for the Mustangs. And Stenson will be the inbounder with 18.1 seconds to go. Isaiah Stevens back with the basketball, same formation with Hansen and Ratliff out on top. Double team on Stevens across the timeline. He is tied up, and a 30-second, no, they're going to make it a 30-second timeout for New Lexington. Coach Joseph and his guys thought that there was a tie-up before the timeout was called. Doesn't matter. New Lexington gets the 30-second timeout.
You had to ask him if you wanted a timeout.
They lead 50-39 due the Panthers. They will have the basketball coming out of the timeout. Interesting, again, the only guy to score for Westfall in this third quarter is Joe Ray. Joe Ray with 11 points here in the third quarter. And that is all the scoring for the Mustangs of Westfall. Corey Adam will be the inbounder for the Panthers. It'll also be Lane Ratliff, Isaiah Stevens, Paul Stenson, Bentley Hansen. Adam looks, gets finally to Isaiah Stevens. Stevens crosses over, pulls at the buzzer, got it! Bang, bang, and that will end the third quarter. Wow, 53-39, New Lex looking really sharp there in that third quarter as they bury 22 points to grab the 53-39 lead at the end of 3. So back-to-back 22-point quarters for New Lexington, as 22 in the second, 22 in the third, and they have their largest lead at 53-39. And you know, again, the scoring of the guards for New Lexington just fantastic. For Isaiah Stevens, he has 18. For Bentley Hansen, he has 23. And that's plenty. That's, 41 of the 53. Some kind of math there. So New Lexington, all they have to do is take care of the basketball. I've got a funny feeling that the officials this fourth quarter are going to have to get things settled down, because if Westfall gets, I think, an inkling that they can get even more physical, and they're certainly going to do that. So the officials may have to blow the whistles a little bit early. Bentley Hansen, Paul Stenson, Lane Ratliff, Corey Adam, and Isaiah Stevens on the floor for the Panthers of New Lex, who lead 53-39. Here we are going to begin the fourth quarter. That is Jake Hicks looking for Joe Ray on the bounce pass on the inbounds. Ray with Hansen on him, crosses the timeline, picks up the dribble, looks for help, stolen away, and then a foul called on Stenson. Nearly a steal by Stenson, but instead they do call the fouls. It's caught for the little bit of a reach. So ball back to the Mustangs of Westfall. They trail 53-39, first team foul of the fourth quarter for the Mustangs. They will inbound the basketball, and it's Joe Ray. Gets the high screen, picks up the dribble, and then looks for a lob, throws it out of bounds. Well, Joe Ray, some frustration on his part, as mistake number one was picking up your dribble. And mistake number two is throwing in traffic down underneath the basket. Ray will guard Isaiah Stevens. Screen coming from Stenson. All the way to the basket, then pick it up to Hansen. Hansen drives inside, jump stop, score the basket. Bentley Hansen, 55-39. New Lexington is putting him away to the corner. Hicks back to Rigsby. Rigsby on top. Drive inside, not there. Back inside, it will go to Craig. Bounce pass, shot up, and good. That's Brock Williams, his first basket. 55-41. New Lexington still in control. They're up 14. Here comes Hansen to the corner. Ratliff now has it, drives left, picks up. Stenson back to Ratliff on top to Isaiah Stevens. Isaiah Stevens calls things out, gets some assistance from Corey Adam and Bentley Hansen. Ratliff bounce pass on the baseline from Stenson, then back to Ratliff. Misses the shot, gets his own rebound. Bentley Hansen, ball fake, jump stop, up and under, good. Bentley Hansen and making him look like it's elementary school. 57-41. That's Jake Hicks. Hicks over to Hayden Rigsby. Rigsby forces it up. Missed shot. Rebound by Stevens. And then finally a foul called on the Mustangs. That's the kind of stuff that was going on the entire three quarters that they were letting go. Just those grabs and tugs and those kinds of things. This time they settled things down by getting Brock Williams for the foul. 57-41. I got a feeling both teams are going to be in the bonus. Ray will foul Stevens. That'll be Joe Ray's second. Yeah, I just got a funny feeling.
Fouls on Ray, his second, team second.
Stenson will be the inbounder. And Stenson will inbound to Lane Ratliff. Ratliff holds. 3 dribbles to the right. Between the legs. Gets help from Isaiah Stevens. Ray bodies him up. And then a little cheapie called on Joe Ray. It'll be his third, and yep, I think a lot of short whistles are going to be here in this fourth quarter. We're going to have some guys take a seat early. Ray with 3 personals, so he's going to have to be very careful. And now the officials are trying to get some things sorted out as they talk to the players and say settle down. All right, Stenson will be the inbounder. Way on top, back pass to Isaiah Stevens. Ray on Stevens. Tries to take him. Picks up to Eli. Eli, nice bounce pass to Bentley Hansen, and he's fouled. So that will send Bentley Hansen to the line for a pair of free throws. Personal foul goes against Brian Craig. That's his second. And Hansen goes to the line for a pair. 57-41 in favor of New Lex. Got the first. I could be wrong, but I think Coach Joseph's going to get teed up. I think Coach Joseph may get teed up here at some point in this fourth quarter. Just a guess. Second free throw is also good by Hanson. Hanson now will guard Joe Ray. Ray across the timeline. And Hanson bodies him up. He goes inside, whistle blows, foul called on Bentley Hanson. That will be his second. To the line, Joe Ray. Are they going to say no shooting? Yep. Yeah, they're going to say shooting, which is the right call. He definitely was shooting. So Ray, good free throw shooter. He is 8 of 9 here in the game. He will get a couple of free throws with Joe Ray. Takes his time at the foul line. Gets the first. And one more coming for Joe Ray and the crew from Westfall. Second one on the way, good. Pressured by Westfall. That's Isaiah Stevens with the basketball. Ray on him. Isaiah crosses the timeline. Double team, nice look inside. Eli Stevens scores the basket. Great pass that time by Isaiah, 61-43. New Lex really putting them away here in the second half. Long three off the iron for Hayden Rigsby. Rebounded off to the Panthers. There's some of that desperation coming from Westfall. Eli Stevens to the corner. Stenson back the other way. Ratliff shoots the three. Got it. Almost time to say goodnight. 64-43. Start the bus up, boys. It's Joe Ray. Ray drives, spin, drives back. Up off glass, misses the shot. Rebounded by Eli Stevens. Back to Isaiah. Behind the back pass. Lane Ratliff got it. Oh my! 67-43 in favor of New Lex. And Coach Joseph, no choice but to take a timeout. Wow. That's really some showtime right there. When you come down in transition, throw the behind the back pass, and then Leighton Ratliff nails down the three. There's some extra lunch there for those guys this week. So cafeteria staff tomorrow, since hopefully school will be back in session, that's going to be worth another look at the highlights package that we have after the game. But in the meantime, we can safely say that New Lexington is marching towards a second round game on Monday night at Ross Southeastern High School, where they will play the second game, which will begin at approximately 8:30, will the Panthers. So they are in control here, and barring anything crazy, they should be able to put things away. On the floor will be Bentley Hanson, Paul Stenson, Isaiah Stevens, Eli Stevens, and Lane Ratliff, the starters for the New Lexington Panthers. Coming out of their timeout is Westfall, down 66-43. Boy, New Lex, after a first quarter that was a little shaky, where Westfall got off to a great start and led 13-9. Since then, it has been a new contest as the Panthers have just dominated here in the second, third, and fourth quarters. Inbounds pass goes to Joe Ray. Bentley Hanson on him. Between the legs dribble, out on top. Tries to drive, picks it up. He swings again, and just frustration on the part of Ray. He picks up his dribble and then tries to throw cross court, and just something out of frustration, because you'd think he'd want to reverse the ball back on top or look to the wing. That's going to be Ratliff. Oh, bodies flying around inside. Oh, and Eli Stevens, another bodies flying, and this time it's going to be a run out. It's going to be a layup and a foul called by Paul Stenson for the Panthers, and a couple of free throws coming for Brian Craig. It's going to be Stenson's second, and two free throws coming for Brian Craig. He has 6 in the game.
Craig to the line, shooting 2.
2 free throws for the left-hander. Got the first one. Hicks returns along with Wolf for Westfall. Joe Ray going to take a seat. That's kind of interesting. With 3:50 to go. I don't know how long you want to keep him out. One more free throw coming for Brian Craig. And got the second. Bounce pass to Isaiah Stevens, 66-45, 3:45 to go, fourth quarter. That's Stevens to the right side for Stenson. Back to Hanson. Bentley drives baseline, kicks it back on top. Lane Ratliff, bang! Lane Ratliff buries another one. He has 13. Back comes Westfall on an up and under shot. No good that time by Brian Craig. Rebounded by Bentley Hanson. Hanson takes his time down to 3:10 to go. 69-45. Hanson, right side, goes all the way to the rack. Score. Oh, he misses the layup, but he's fouled. That's going to go against Ethan Rose. That will be his third. And a couple of free throws coming for Bentley Hanson. Malachi Thresher and Corey Adam will check back in the New Lex lineup after this first free throw attempt by Bentley Hanson. First one, got it. And one more coming. Paul Stenson takes his seat. And Eli Stevens sits down. So the Panthers, a couple of substitutions here. Bentley Hanson, one more free throw coming. New Lexington, 70 points here in this basketball game, make it 71. Well, we mentioned that Westfall not very much about defense. And certainly giving up 71 with 3 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. All on top. They're going to swing it around. Brian Craig has it. Craig, double team, drives inside, score the layup, draw the contact, go to the line.
2 8's going down.
Personal foul goes against the Panthers. And Sam Roop's going to check into the lineup for Lane Ratliff. Ratliff's going to sit down with 14 points. What a great effort by Lane Ratliff. He put all 14 points on in the second half. Free throws good on the three-point play by Brian Craig. And Westfall will play some man. Under 2:45, 71-48. Isaiah Stevens to Corey Adam. Adam holds to the corner for Roop. Roop drives baseline, spin dribble, kicks back around, and then a drive inside, stolen away. It's going to be a run out for Brian Craig, and he scores the layup. And Craig has 13. And ball back to the Panthers, 71-50 they lead. That's Corey Adam for New Lexington. Swing over to Isaiah Stevens. Back inside to Thresher. Misses the layup. Rebounded off to Westfall. They come back inside for Craig. Craig misses the shot. Rebounded to Corey Adam. Under 2 minutes to go. And Adam with the basketball to Isaiah Stevens over to Bentley Hanson. They swing to Malachi Thresher. And Malachi's called for the player control foul. So ball back to Westfall, and they're going to make some substitutions. Ball in the hands of Westfall. Down to 1:45 to go. They pick it up, and they go back on top, and they swing it around. New Lexington goes inside, steal, a kick, picked back up by Westfall. Long three is an air ball, and it'll go back to the Panthers. All right, ball back in the hands of Stevens. Let's It's Isaiah with 1:20 to go here in the basketball game. Corey Adam will shoot the long three and nail it. Corey Adam does some damage. He's on the board with 3 points. 74-50 with 1 minute to go here in the basketball game. New Lexington will be certainly a worthy opponent Monday night in the district semifinal. Long three is good, and that is Hayden Rigsby. That's his first basket of the game. Corey Adam will shoot another three. That's off the iron. Rebounded by Malachi Thresher. Thresher loses the basketball. Picked up. Stolen back by Isaiah Stevens. He is fouled. He'll go to the line.
Fouls on Hicks.
That's on Hicks. That will be his fourth. Isaiah Stevens, excellent free throw shooter, will have a couple of opportunities here. First one on the way. Off the iron. Not there. One more coming for Isaiah Stevens. 34.8 seconds to go in this one. And one more free throw coming for Isaiah. Second one off the iron. Rebounded on the floor to Westfall. And they come across the timeline. Hicks, he looks like he wants to take it, doesn't? And now they will bring it back out. 74-53 in favor of New Lex. Three ball by Hicks is not there. I think Bentley Hansen's just going to run things out. And then a foul called.
Really?
Who's the foul going to be on?
Really?
New Lexington is going to empty the bench with 9 seconds. And I think Hansen's going to go to the line for another couple of free throws. My goodness. Okay, so Bentley Hansen is 11 of 12 from the free throw line here in this game. Make it 12 of 13. And one more coming for Bentley Hansen. Looking for point number 32. Second one for Bentley, got it. So 31 points for Bentley Hansen, unofficially of course. And Westfall, I think, will just dribble things out. The final score is going to be 76-55 as they score the basket at the end. 76-55 is the final score, and we are going to hopefully grab Coach Dewar and also Bentley Hansen for New Lexington. So we will try to add up some of our numbers here and hopefully have a couple of guests in, Coach Dewar and Bentley Hansen for the Panthers. Big night for Joe Ray, as he would end up with excellent free throw shooting night. He was, and we're going to get some highlights before we add it up, on top, and then a steal by the Panthers, and then a 2-on-1 great bounce pass to Bentley Hansen. He was not fouled on the play, but did score the layup. Joe Ray takes a triple, and he buries that one. Back comes New Lexington. It's Isaiah Stevens, he hammers down to three, and then Lane Ratliff buries a three. Back inside, Westfall comes, they make a little layup by Brock Williams. Isaiah Stevens, great look inside to Eli. Eli scores the basket, and then a kick from Stenson to the corner, and bang, another three ball. Here comes Isaiah behind the back, Lane Ratliff, yes sir, bang, bang. So the three-point shot there by Ratliff, and it was all New Lex as they take this one 76-55. And again, we will try to add up some final numbers here as we're trying to do the free throws for Joe Ray and company. Ray, an excellent free throw shooter. He was 11 of 12, and he was the leading scorer with 28 points for the Mustangs. Also in doubles, 12 points for Brian Craig. Jake Hicks would end up with 9. And a basket for Brock Williams late. So 76-55 for New Lexington. They were led by 3 in doubles tonight, including 31 from Bentley Hansen. And again, we hope to have Coach Dewar and Bentley come up here to speak with us after the game. So great effort, and New Lexington will advance to Monday night where they will play at 8:30. And we can tell you that New Lexington will improve to 13-10 on the season, and the Westfall Mustangs will fall to 9-14, which is where they will end their season. So New Lexington, just a good opportunity to play a team tonight that liked to run, but as we pointed out in the pregame and throughout, the MVL this year was all about a lot of up-tempo offense, and New Lexington can certainly play that game, and they did tonight as the Panthers really put it to the Mustangs. After one quarter, as we said, it was 13-9 Westfall, and New Lexington looked like they needed to settle down a little bit, but then New Lexington in the second quarter outscored the Mustangs 22-15, and then in the third quarter 22-11, and that pretty much told the tale of the game. As, by the way, New Lexington would end up 13 of 15 from the free throw line, including Bentley Hansen being, 15 of 16. Bentley Hansen, let me try to add up his free throws. He would shoot 14 free throws and make 13 for Bentley Hansen. So, yeah, big night for Bentley. And, 31 points for Bentley Hansen. Again, unofficially, that's just by my count. So, again, we are awaiting the arrival of Bentley Hansen. We're going to step aside for just a second. When we come back, we'll have hopefully the coach and Bentley. So stay with us. You're listening to South 60 Basketball. All right, we are joined by Coach Jeremy Dewar, and I just have 3 letters, Coach. Wow. Is this the most physical game you've been involved in this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think that Westfall, give them credit because they came with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder tonight with something to prove, and they in the first half they really kind of got after us a little bit. They set the tone physically. Officiating is tournament basketball now, so they let some things play, and I think that kind of set the tone for how the game was going to be called. So there was a lot of contact. I'll just say that throughout the game that went unnoticed. So we had.
I've watched you down there, pal.
Yeah.
I don't think
I noticed
that Bentley up and under that.
Yeah.
But no, I agree with you about the physicality and the tournament play. In the first quarter, they kind of got us a little bit with some of those back doors.
Yeah.
I mean, they did a nice job of execution.
Yeah.
I think you had to tighten that up at the break or at halftime.
Yeah, we weren't quite ready for some of those actions that they ran, and they were kind of picking on us a little bit there on some backdoor plays. I think that ball pressure was a key for us tonight that we weren't really doing in the first half, so that they couldn't throw clean looks and see guys getting open, so we weren't pressuring the ball. So that was an emphasis at halftime, is to be a little bit more energetic and try to get more deflections on the ball, and I thought we did that, and we were a little bit more disruptive in the second half defensively, which caused them some problems.
When we looked at this game, we talked about it in the pregame, and we looked at some of the things that Westfall likes to do. They like to get up and down the floor.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys have played 22 games of opponents getting up and down the floor. This was no surprise.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they're a team that wants to kind of make the game a little bit chaotic and do some different things with their system and try to open the game up, and we're kind of the opposite. We're looking to try to slow things down and be a little bit more conservative and try to keep the game, a little bit slower. I thought tonight, though, that our guys did a good job of being opportunistic in transition and getting out and playing a little bit more free in transition when we had opportunities to. We got some buckets in transition. But, yeah, I mean, this is the most points we've scored all season. So they found it in the second half, started making some shots.
Yeah. Coach, is this the healthiest you've been in a month or two?
Yes.
Or it seems like forever?
Yes. That's exactly what it feels. It feels like forever since we've had a full collective team that seems to be full health, whether it be sickness or injuries. Isaiah's pretty close to 100%. He's close enough to play like he's at 100%. But, yeah, it's the first time in about a month that we've had a full group to play with to see what we're capable of. So what a good time to have that.
We look ahead to Monday, Coach, and second game of the doubleheader over at Southeastern High School. What do we know about either opponent, if anything?
Circleville, Gallia, the outcome. I don't know who it's going to be yet. I've seen Circleville a little bit just because I watched them against Westfall and breaking them down. So we've seen them a little bit. I haven't seen much of Gallia, but we'll get plenty of tape on them if that's who we end up with. But Circleville, I know, is a big team. They've got a lot of size, and they play a little bit different than tonight's opponent. So either way, we'll have to prepare like we always do and try to be ready for either opponent.
We got a guy here just itching to get on here. We're going to talk to Lane Ratliff. And, Coach, before we let you go, he buried 14 points in the second half, including 4 triples. What can you say about his effort?
I guess I gotta describe Lane right now with the word resilience, because he's had some struggles over the last month and he hasn't played up to his potential. We had some conversations about that recently. We started a different lineup and removed him from that, and he came in yesterday. We had a conversation about his hunger, and it was just really impressive and nice to see him respond in the way that he did and just step up and have a tremendous game. That's what we've been waiting for him to do, so it was nice to see.
Yes, sir. And, Coach, you've got a great group of players who do respond to all the things that you want them, and including Lane that we'll talk to. The Panthers, and hey, big fella, free lunch tomorrow, man.
Yes, sir.
What do you think? Yeah, you get in that cafeteria line and say, hey, do you know who I am?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you buried 14 points in the second half tonight. That had to feel great.
Yeah, it did. It did. Just to come out on fire, give that team confidence, and bury them.
Nice. Coach was talking about how resilient you are, how you've had some struggles health-wise, but you keep bouncing back. You keep these guys up on their toes. You keep things going. And, Lane, those things are so important. It's not about who scores the most points, who has the most rebounds. It's like who can keep my team where we need to be. And I think you're doing that, my man.
Yes, sir. I mean, all through this week, Coach Stewart just he'd give me talks and stuff. Like, I know I didn't start today, but I didn't mind that because I know that he had confidence in me. I was going to do what's best for this team, and they helped me tonight, and he helped me throughout this week, and he gave me the confidence I needed to go out there tonight.
You know, one of the great things, Lane, about tournament basketball for high school is it's such a great feeling when you win because you get to play another game.